Welcome to my next video and welcome to the Mastering CSSP series, and we are with the cryptography. This is a part 3 of the cryptography. Okay, so we discussed about the encryption, decryption algorithm, etc. And we need to discuss about what is called the key size. Now, what do you mean by a key size? Okay, all we need to understand is, though we call the key as a cryptography key or a crypto variable, the variable can take only two values, and it's not two values, actually two bits out of all the values, okay, that it can actually represent. Okay, it's 0 and 1. Okay, the key size determines how many zeros, what is the length of zeros and ones together in a particular key. For example, if 2 to the power of 2, if the key size is 2, then 2 to the power of 2, that means the maximum values it can actually take is 0 0 0 1 1 0 and then 1 1. Okay, we call this as a key space. Depending upon the key size, the key space is going to differ. Okay, larger the key size, larger the key space. Okay, if the key size is 1, then 2 to the power of 1 is 2. It can take 0 or 1. Yeah, if the key size is 2, it can be 0 0 0 1 1 0 and then 1 1. If the key size is 3, obviously it's 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 0. So 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0 and 1 1 1. Okay, so 2 to the power of 3 is 8, so it can take 8 values. So it can, if the key size is 3, then the key space is of 8 values, or 8 different values. Okay, now larger the key size, larger the key space, more difficult is to break the crypto system. Okay, what do you mean by a crypto system? So encryption and then decryption algorithm and the key. Rather, it's a plain text, ciphertext algorithm, and the key is actually called as a crypto system. So plain text undergoes an encryption to become a cryptogram or a ciphertext or just a cipher. Then we do a deciphering or decryption to get what is called the plain text back. Okay, this is actually called as a crypto system. Crypto system is not just this. Okay, we are just speaking about an simple encryption. But again, we did not discuss about asymmetric key encryption or symmetric encryption, but whatever it is, plain text getting converted to a ciphertext and back to plain text, okay, is actually called as a crypto system. Sometimes the crypto system means that there's a key that is encrypting another key, okay, and we get the same key back, the encrypted key as a normal key back. Okay, so we call that as a data encrypting key, a key encrypting key, blah blah blah, which we will discuss. So the crypto system is getting an data, which could be a key also, or just normal data, getting converted to a ciphertext or an encrypted key, okay, and then back to a plain text or the normal key, okay, which is not an encrypted key, it's a data encrypting key. It's also called as a crypto system. See, the complexity of the crypto system lies in two things. One is how complex the algorithm is, and how big the key is. Okay, if the algorithm is simple and the key is big, okay, even then breaking the key become a bit of a difficult. For example, 2 to the power of 3 is 8 values. Then even if you're going to use 1 key per millisecond, in 8 milliseconds you can actually break a particular key. But we don't use 2 to the power of 3 in the crypto system. Okay, we use a minimum, okay, of 2 to the power of 56. I'm speaking about data encryption standard, where 64 is the length of the key, and out of which 8 is the parity bit. That was a part of the RFC at that time, and remaining 56 is used as the key for the encryption. Data encryption standard was actually broken in the year 1997 with the investment $200,000 US by a company called the Electronic Frontier Foundation. That is a research company, okay, which we will discuss a bit more in detail when we discuss about data encryption standard. But what I mean to say is, larger the key space, more difficult to break the key. So if I'm speaking about milliseconds, okay, we can go to the microseconds, okay, we don't have a problem. But that is not the only criteria for breaking the key. Okay, now even if you break the key, what is the use, okay, of it is something that we need to actually consider. For example, somebody is putting in, let's say, an 4-digit PIN number on the ATM machine, okay, and the PIN number can be 0000 all to the range of 9999. Okay, so even a simple program can actually break the PIN number, but breaking the PIN number at the source is next to impossible, because 3 times you put in the incorrect PIN, and the card get confiscated. Then you actually need to approach the bank and then get the card back, proving your identity. Okay, there's a process towards it. If you consider the PIN number is something that is going to encrypt the data, you are actually wrong. No, as I told you, if somebody is going to calculate, see, 0000 to the range of 9999. So 9 to the power of 4, okay, is what the value, that maximum value that can actually take. Okay, a simple program can actually break it, okay, in no time, and then we can recover the PIN number. So the PIN number is not something that we need to secure. Rather, there is an additional key that is actually involved in the process. That key is small in size, but it is valid only for that particular transaction. Okay, we will discuss a lot about this when we discuss about the transport layer security in the later videos. Okay, coming on to what is called the key size and the key space. Larger the key space or larger the key size, larger the key space, and vice versa. More difficult to break your algorithm, but there is going to be a performance impact. Okay, the performance intensity of an AES 256 as compared to AES 128 is much more higher. So AES 128 can give you the ciphertext, let's say, in 10 seconds. Okay, I'm just speaking for an example or a hypothetical situation. AES 256, okay, it might take twice the amount of time. That's 128, this is 256. All I mean to say is, larger the key size, larger the key space, more difficult to break the algorithm, or more difficult to break the crypto system and recover the key. Okay, but there is there's a performance intensity for a system. Okay, coming on to this one. Now there are two more terms that we actually need to understand when we discuss about the cryptography, though it's not mentioned here as a part of the presentation. There's something as a cover time and work factor. What is the cover time? Cover time is time that you want to actually secure your data. For example, if you're going to secure your credit card, okay, the card holder data with the details in the credit card. The credit card is valid only for 5 years. Okay, so the cover time what we require is 5 years. Okay, now what is the work factor? Work factor is the time that is actually required to break your crypto system. Basically, break your security, because the crypto system falls into the security. For this particular video and the discussion, we'll take the work factor, the time that is required for you to break your crypto system. Okay. Now we need to choose a key in such a way that the work factor is more than 5 years when it comes to securing a credit card. As I told you, larger the key size, larger the key space, more difficult it is to break your algorithm, but there's an performance intensity. Okay. So if you want to have a trade-off between the performance at the same time you want to secure your crypto system, we need to consider the cover time. Okay. So you need to choose algorithm which is at the moment advanced encryption standard is a standard is being followed, but nevertheless DES is also a good standard, because somebody broke the algorithm with an investment of $200,000 doesn't mean that everybody will invest $200,000 to break the algorithm. At the same time, if I'm going to invest $200,000 to break onto something, what is that I'm going to achieve? Okay, it should not be like the IT professional's bank account, right? The IT professional's bank account will give you an opportunity for somebody to make the money only for 15 minutes. Okay, in a month. Okay, after that, the credit card dues go away, the EMIs go away, and a lot of other payments go away. Then he will have less than the minimum amount that you can actually withdraw from the ATM of the account. In fact, if you are going to break everything and look at his account, okay, you may end up in depositing some cash. Okay, feeling sympathetic towards the IT professional. It shouldn't be that way. So what is that I want to secure, and what are the cover time? Data retention policy 7 years for most of the countries, 2 years online and 5 years offline. I will choose the key in such a way that you cannot break into a data, okay, before 7 years. Okay, but after that the data is not valid. The credit card, okay, the credit card is valid only for 2 years or 5 years. Cover time is 5 years, and somebody tries to break onto the crypto system, look at the data, and but it is more than 5 years. Okay, so by the time you look at the credit card data, the credit card is not valid at all. The usefulness of the data, okay, determines the usefulness of the data, or the sensitivity of the data, and at the age of the data. All these things will help you determine the cover time, at the same time the work factor. Now this cover time and the work factor are two more important parameters that you actually have to consider when designing your crypto system. So we discussed about the key size, we discussed about the key space, and we discussed about the cover time, we discussed about the work factor. Work factor is a very important time, okay, or very important term in case of security, which will help you to also design what is called as a defense in depth, or otherwise called as a layered security. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. We will drive much more detail into the cryptography part of this cryptography part for the CISSP. Stay connected, subscribe to my channel for further tutorials, lectures, and the cybersecurity news to follow soon. Thank you very much. Happy learning.